that was disgusting. We've all seen shots like that, and we see them over and over again, and they get boring. But we're gonna go into why your drone sucks, and what shots you should get with your drone, and what shots you shouldn't get, or you can get. Do what you want. Let's get into that. So when I first started flying drones, I used to fly with 3 different shots: forward, backward, straight up. Kept it simple. It worked, all right? But it's very boring to watch, and we're gonna get into why you shouldn't do that. But today I wanna share some tips with you guys to up your aerial game. Let's go. So why are drone shots becoming more and more boring as time goes on? And basically that's because of 2 things. So one reason is, if you're not in a cool area, your eyes just need something like movement or something to look at. And if your shots are simple and you're not in a cool area, then nobody's gonna like your shots. Like, let's be honest. Another reason is drone shots are so overused. Like, I've heard it before that, oh, you see too many drones, and they're right. Like, a few years ago, it was really cool. You literally just had to send a drone up and push record and do anything, and it was cool. But now that everybody's using drones, it's hard to just do that and make good content because everybody's already seen it. So that's a huge reason that you have to make your drone videos interesting, because if they're boring, nobody cares. Seriously. I don't care. So before getting into some shots that are interesting to get and look cool, let's talk about some shots that you should not get. And the first one, we're gonna start off with forward. Like, everybody's already seen the shot. You just go forward, no movement at all, just literally forward. And that's just boring. And that's the exact same thing for going backwards. It's just in reverse. Like, nobody really wants to watch that all the time. And another one that can be cool, but it has to really depend on what it is just going straight up with the camera pointed down. Like, it's cool, and like sometimes if you add spins or whatever, like, it can be cool, but it has to be interesting features on the ground. Like, if you're over like a cool pattern on the ground or something that speaks for itself, it's cool. Like, you don't really need to do anything. Just keep it simple and it looks cool. And another one that I still sometimes make is flying too high. Like, if you go up to the maximum, which is 400 feet, and you just do shots, like, it's not interesting because there's no depth. You don't have something in the foreground and background. It's literally all just there. So that's another reason that it's not too interesting. And especially around where I live, where we get a lot of hazy days, it's not really cool to just go high up. Like, I like to keep my shots normally medium to close range and just not go all the way out. Now again, that can be used for some good. Like, if you're all the way out on like a cool landscape, awesome, that looks cool. So now the fun stuff, the good shots. What are we looking for in a good shot? So what it comes down to get good shots is movement. You need movement with your drone to get good shots. Otherwise, like I said, it's boring and nobody wants to watch. So to start out, we'll start out kind of simple with movement, and that is the circle, or like panning around an object. And that's good if there's like a cool object. And like I said, you want to highlight it, but not be boring about it. Like, if you go straight towards it, sure, sometimes it can be cool. But what I like to do is I like to go in a circle around it and kind of highlight that object. And it's also just cool to mix it up, you know what I'm saying? So first, circle shot. Yes, first of all, I'm gonna address this. I hold it like this because I get more control. And in FPV, you actually are supposed to fly it like this. You just get more control out of it. But I also fly it like this for the circle shots and any interesting shots I get, because it obviously helps me do more. So in order to do the circle shot, you take your left stick, which is, when you go this way, it actually turns your drone like this. You're gonna go right with this stick, and then go left with this stick, which will take your drone this way, and it will give the movement of turning like that. So as you can see here, ready? Yeah, so right there, that's how we were able to get that shot. And same thing going the other way. So if you take this stick, go left, so you're turning left, and this stick going right, and you can see right there, it's actually turning and circling an object. So yeah, that's a circle one. Another great shot to use is panning. And I'm not just talking about sitting there and panning the gimbal up and down, like, no. Like, actually panning is when either you're going straight or backwards or side to side, and you start with the camera either facing down or up, and you go the opposite way while you're moving, of course. And it creates like a cool effect, like for video intros especially, it looks cool to have like going straight over something, the camera pointed down, and then go up to kind of reveal the landscape. And I think that's like a cool, simple movement to use because, yeah, you're going forward, but you're adding another dimension, and it just looks cool, you know? And the first way to do that is to go forward, which would be pushing this stick forward right here, and using this gimbal wheel to go up or down, depending on which way looks good. So here we're actually gonna do three things. We're gonna go up, take the drone up, go forward, and pull the gimbal up. So it's gonna look like that. So let's try that. All right, perfect. So the next two shots are kind of the same thing, just opposite of each other. So the first one is going up, taking your drone up, circling, and panning down. And I think that's really cool to, like I said, it really highlights an object or highlights a landscape. The opposite of that would be going down, circling, and panning up. The next two shots are up, circle, and pan down, and then down, circle, pan up. So what you do is you take this stick and go up, but you also need to circle. So for this one, I'm going in, so going up and taking the sticks in the circle, and then also panning down with up here. So let's try that. Perfect. All right, so like I said, we're gonna go down, and we're still gonna circle, but take this one up. So it's gonna look like this. Now this next one, I do not recommend. Even I don't do this one a lot because I'm honestly scared to. It's flying through objects. So like back here, I have two trees right here, and you'd fly through them. Like, this is not bad at all, but sometimes there's like tighter spaces. So yeah, depending on the object, if you go through it and kind of go up and pan around, it's kind of like the second shot we were talking about like panning, about you're basically revealing landscape. So if you go through something, like you see those two things, and then you go up and circle around, then you see the landscape, and it just looks really cool. But like I said, you have to be used to that to be able to get that shot. The last shot is really vague, and basically it's just following movement. So if there's like a car or a biker or something like that, and you just follow them, like, it looks really cool, even if it's like a simple shot, because people love to see movement in videos. So anyways, guys, I really hope you got something out of this video, even if it's just one thing. And of course, do your thing, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also drop some comments. If you disagree with me, drop some comments. Or if you have other video ideas, please drop some comments and let me know what you think. So yeah, have a good one. One reason is that, stop touching me. So like if you had a background video or something like that, those stupid,